On this channel, I have shown off many different types of smart home devices that you can add into your own home to make your home smart. But in this video, and with the help of today's sponsor, the Home Depot, I'm going to show you how you can build your very own smart home from scratch, going from 0 devices to adding 5 different devices into your own home and how they can all work together. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. Now, when you start looking into building your own smart home, there are thousands of products available and it can get pretty confusing. So in this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process in which you can use to find smart home products that will work for you. Now, the first thing we need to do is choose a certain type of smart home. Now, there are different companies that offer smart home platforms so that you can have all of your devices integrated together. So make sure that you stick with one platform so that those types of devices can all work seamlessly together. Now, when I also talk about types of smart home, I'm also talking about different voice assistants you could choose. Now, the first voice assistant option available is Amazon Alexa. So Alexa is a voice assistant that you can use that would integrate with other services, and you can turn on lights and all kinds of different things, something you may have already done with Echo devices. And this is a great option if you already use Amazon services. Now, the next smart assistant would be Google Assistant. So I personally use Google Assistant as my main assistant as it integrates with other Google services that I'm already using. Now, the third option is using Apple HomeKit. So Apple HomeKit does require a hub. If you have an Apple HomePod, an Apple TV, or an iPad, you would be able to use Apple HomeKit, but this is only a good option if all of the devices you have within your home and your family are Apple devices, as you can't use Apple HomeKit if you have an Android device. So those are 3 different options available for voice assistants. Apple HomeKit does use Siri, then we have Google Assistant and Alexa. So you choose one of those. Then once you have chosen the voice assistant you want to use, the next thing to do is choose compatible products. So today we're going to head down to the Home Depot. Actually, I'm going to save you a trip to the Home Depot, and we're going to head to the web to see what products are available. And I'm going to show you the different products I'm going to select for today's video to build my smart home. So let's head over there. And so here we are at the homedepot.com. Now, the first product I'm going to search for is a smart speaker, as this is going to be the main control of the rest of my smart home. Now, as you can see, there are quite a few different products available, but this is going to be a speaker in the main part of our home in the kitchen. So I'm going to choose something with some good sound. So here we have the Sonos One Gen 2. Now let's go ahead and check out some more options of this product. Right here, you can see that this does work with the Google Assistant, and it also works with Amazon Alexa. So some speakers are specific to each of those, but I like the option where I can actually choose with this speaker. And then down here, I have a few colors. I'm actually going to choose the white. And so this definitely fits my needs in my smart home. We're going to add that to the cart. Next, we're going to search for smart light bulbs. Now, this is one of the easiest ways to add smart home products into your home is through a light bulb. So here we have the Philips color and tunable white A19 light bulbs. And now this is the Whiz version. Now over here, you can see again, it's compatible with the Amazon Assistant, Google Assistant, and Siri shortcuts. And I'm actually going to go ahead and choose the dual pack. And here you can see they are Wi-Fi certified, so they're going to connect directly to Wi-Fi and they don't require a hub. So let's add those to the list. Now next, we're going to search for a smart thermostat. This is actually one of the first smart products I added into my home, and I love the convenience of being able to control it from anywhere, and it also helps save on energy. So here we have the Google Nest thermostat. Comes in a few different colors, but I like this fog version here. Let's go and look at a few more details. Now, if you can't find if it's compatible with your smart home up here, you can go down to the specifications, and right here it shows that it is compatible with Alexa as well as Google Assistant. So let's add this one to the cart. Now in my backyard, there is an area that's pretty dark in the evening, and I also want to be able to make sure nobody's coming into my backyard. So I'm actually going to search for a smart camera, and I want to find one that has video function as well as a light. And here you can see there's a few different options, but I like this one right here, the Arlo Pro 3 floodlight security camera. So in here, it talks a lot about what this does. So it's automatically going to turn on the light when it detects motion. You can view the camera feed at any time. And then here, this does work over a battery. So I don't need to worry about getting a wire to this location. I can then just charge it up, plug it in, and then it will work. So let's go ahead, add this to the list. And last, there's one smart home product I thought would always be cool to have, but it didn't really exist until recently, and that was a smart faucet. Now there are actually a few different options, but I like this U by SE Moen smart faucet. So if we come in here, it's going to tell us a few different details. So there are a few options. You can get the touchless, but make sure you get the voice control. So you can wave your hand over the sensor here to turn it on and off, as well as you can use different voice assistants to turn it on and off and give you the exact amount of water that you want to use. So this is compatible again with Amazon Assistant and Google Assistant. So let's add this to the cart. And here in our cart, we can see the 5 different products we're going to add into our smart home today. Now, again, I do want to mention that you need to make sure that you find a smart home product that is compatible with the type of smart home that you choose. So as you can see, the Home Depot is a great place to get affordable smart home products, and they have a great selection. So you definitely can find something that will help you in your home and make life a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and check out, patiently wait for these devices, and then show you how to get them set up. All right, packages have arrived. Let's see what we got. All right, now that we have all of our smart home products here, the next step is to go through the process of getting each one of these set up. Now, one of the main requirements of a smart home is to have a Wi-Fi connection in your home, as well as to know the username and the password for that Wi-Fi so that you can link these to the Wi-Fi so that they are always connected to the internet. Now, all of them have a different app that we will need to use to get them set up and start working with our Wi-Fi and connected to the internet. And now all of these apps are available on Android as well as iOS devices. So let's go ahead and start with the Sonos One. Here is our speaker. So on the top you have some controls that you can use. It lights up. And then on the back here, we simply have a power cable, Ethernet, and then a pairing button. And so all we really need to do is plug this in and head into the Sonos app. Now, because the Sonos One is going to be the voice control for our smart home, I'm going to set this in a central location in the home. So here we're going to place it in the kitchen. So it's always available for us to use voice commands to adjust our home. Now, before we set up any of these devices, it's a good idea to make sure you are connected to the Wi-Fi network that you want to use these on. So first we're going to head into the Sonos app. And then for most of these, you will need to go through the process of creating an account. So automatically it found the Sonos One. So here we're going to select add. It's now connecting our Sonos to Wi-Fi. So we just need to type in our Wi-Fi password. And now it's going through the process of connecting the Sonos One to our Wi-Fi. So if I leave with my phone, it still always has access to the internet and anyone can continue to use the device. Now our speaker is set up. Now we can set up the voice assistant on our Sonos One. So in the settings, we're going to go to services and voice, and here we can choose add voice assistant. And now you can choose if you want to use Google Assistant or if you want to use Amazon Assistant. But I'm going to go ahead and choose the Google Assistant as that's how we're going to set up the smart home first. And then we'll go to the Amazon Assistant in a bit. So now we can select add to Sonos. And now the setup is complete. Hey Google, what's the weather tomorrow?
In Orem tomorrow, it'll be sunny with a high of 38 and a low of 17.
Not only does the Sonos One have the option to be our voice assistant, but it also has the option to control all kinds of different music services. So you can connect to Amazon Music, Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music, and so on. And it has a really nice sound. This Sonos One can definitely fill the room with its music. Now that the Sonos One is set up, we now have a voice assistant in the home. And so let's go ahead and install some smart light bulbs. All right, so the install in this is pretty easy. All we need to do is plug this into a light socket, and you do need to make sure that it has power. So if you're using a lamp, make sure the lamp is turned on, or if you're using an overhead light, make sure the light switch is turned on. To get this connected, we will be using the Wiz app, and it will connect over Wi-Fi. This is different than the Philips Hue bulbs that do require a hub. Easiest install ever. Once we have the light bulbs installed and turned on, we're going to head into the Wiz app, and I'm going to go into the settings and create my account. And now on the main page, we're going to select add a device. And here we have the light bulbs. Now we need to power off our lights, quickly turn them on 3 times, and your light should be pulsing blue and cool white. Now they are in pairing mode. And here it found our 2 different bulbs. We're going to do one at a time. And now it's adding our Wi-Fi network to the light bulb. And so here in the Wiz app, I have a lot of different options where I can control my lights. So here I can tap on a single light to adjust, or we can tap on the room to control both of the lights. Here I can change the brightness, I can set nightlight mode, and then I have the option to completely turn off the lights. And then if I want to adjust the colors or set a preset temperature or a preset scene, I am able to do that here in the app. And then we can choose if we want it to be fast or if we want it to be slow. And so that is how you set up the Wiz light bulbs. Now let's move on to the Google Nest thermostat. So this is the fog color. Inside here we have the thermostat. Here we have some instructions to get set up. And then here we have the base plate, which will attach to our wall, and all of our wiring will go into here, and this just snaps on. Now the first step to installing the Nest thermostat is to turn off the power to your furnace and then label the wires. Then we're gonna remove the old thermostat and then install the new one. Now I've actually done a full video on how to install the new Nest thermostat, so you can check that out in the description below. But I'll do that and then I'll show you how to get this set up in the Google Home app. Once our base plate is on and the new wiring has been added, we can then pull the pull tab on the battery of the Nest thermostat unit and plug it on. Let's go ahead and turn on the power. We're then going to head into the Google Home app. We're going to select the plus right up here, and then we're going to select Setup Device, and then Set Up New Device in your home. And so here we're going to choose the home, and now it is looking for devices that could be set up. Now it's asking what device we want to install, and here we're going to select Nest Thermostat and Nest Thermostat. And now we're actually going to scan the QR code on the back of the device. The app will then guide you through the setup to make sure that you installed everything correctly. It will then ask a few different questions about your heating and cooling system. You will then add it to your Wi-Fi. You'll also create different comfort levels as well as set a schedule. And now we're going to choose where we want this in our home. I'm actually going to put this in the hallway. And now here we have the thermostat. So I can tap on the thermostat and then I can easily change the temperature and adjust all of my settings here. We now have access to adjust the temperature right here on the side of the Nest thermostat. And we can also tap to go in and configure and change to cooling or heating or whatever it may be. And then we also have the option to adjust the thermostat right here from our phone, no matter where we are. And then here in the settings, we have the option to create our schedule. So it's really nice that you can come in here and specify what the schedule is going to be for a certain day. So here in the morning, I have it turn on the comfort level. And then at 8:30, I have it go to eco. And then in the afternoon, I set it back to comfort. And then at night, I have it go to the sleep schedule so that we sleep at the proper level. And then you can create a different schedule for every day of the week. Now, this also has a feature called Home and Away, where if your family leaves the home, it's automatically going to set it to the eco temperatures so that you're going to save on energy. So here is the Arlo Pro 3 floodlight camera, wire-free, which I'm really excited about. So I can place this pretty much anywhere. So here inside, there is the floodlight with the camera and the attachment. Inside the box here, we have micro USB charging cable, as well as a power brick. And here is the battery. And then here we have screws and the mount to install it. So here we have the Arlo app, and I'm going to create an account. Now we need to select our device. So here it says light, and we have the Pro 3 floodlight camera. And then we're going to insert the battery. And now we're going to display the QR code in front of the camera. So now I'm going to call this floodlight cam, and now we're going to mount the floodlight. Now before we mount it, here you can actually see what the camera is going to look like, and this will help you make sure that you put it in a place that has a good Wi-Fi connection. And to charge this up, you will use the micro USB port right there on the side. So all you need to do is pull it off the mount, and then you will be able to easily charge it up whenever the battery is low. Having the camera feed on my phone makes it so easy to position this where I want it. And now we're going to do some final positioning to make sure we get it in the perfect spot. Now that our Arlo camera is set up, we can actually come in here, select the play, and then we can view the live feed of the camera. If we see somebody that's not supposed to be there, we do have the option to tap up here and we can activate the siren. So we can simply turn on the siren by swiping here. And then we have alerted who is out there, and so we can turn it off there.
And this is what the speaker sounds like on the Arlo Pro 3.
And then under the library, we can view what the camera has seen and the different notifications that have come through. That's a pretty clear picture. I really like that the floodlight is there to illuminate the view of the camera. Now let's test out the floodlight. So once it detects motion, it's automatically going to turn on the light. It actually works from pretty far away. And then here we have the light on low brightness, and here it is on high brightness. And here you can see how far away I was when it was triggered. Now you can also view the Arlo Pro 3 on compatible smart displays. Hey Google, show me flood cam.
Sure, streaming the floodlight cam on kitchen display.
Let's go ahead and install our faucet. And in here, looks like a little complicated setup, but it says to download the app first, and then there is a guided setup to get everything set up properly. Let's go ahead and do that and get this installed. So now let's head into the Moen app, create our account, and then we'll register the product. And here we can give it a name, so we're just gonna name it Kitchen Faucet. And now we're gonna go through and install the faucet. Now I have never installed a kitchen faucet before, but going through the app and the installation was very easy to do. It had step-by-step instructions as well as a video for each different part so that I knew exactly what I was doing, and the install went by very smoothly. Now make sure you build something fun out of the boxes you receive so the kids can stay distracted. Now this is very similar to any other faucet. The main difference here is you have a control box with a battery pack that is able to automatically turn on and off the water, as well as adjust the temperature and connect it to Wi-Fi. Installing the faucet was actually way easier than I thought it would be. The app was amazing in showing me every step of the way to get this installed, and let's test it out. And we have water, awesome. So now I'm also supposed to be able to wave my hand and turn it on. No way, that's so cool. So next we're gonna go through a calibration process, and then I'm gonna set this up so I can turn it on and off from the Moen app. Now I'm going to put it in pairing mode by plugging in the control box. So now it's going to perform an update, and the water will turn on and off a few times and run the coldest and hottest water possible. Please do not touch during the test. Now once we have our Moen faucet set up, in the app we can create what are called presets. So up here I have a few presets set. I have mac and cheese, I have my water bottle, so it automatically knows how much water I need, and it will automatically stop when it has reached that level. And then you can also create preset temperatures. So if you want it to warm up before it starts giving you water, you can do that as well. Down here we have the option to check our device, and then here we can actually see usage of how much water we are using. So it's going to show us our gallons per day, per week, per month, or even per year. So there's a lot that can be seen here in the Moen app. Now that we have all of our different devices set up and connected to the Wi-Fi, the next step is to get them to talk to each other, and we're gonna do this through different Assistant apps. So first, we're gonna do this through Google Assistant and the Google Home app. So once we go into the Google Home app, we are then going to select the plus up here at the top, and then we're going to select Setup Device, and we're going to choose Have Something Already Set Up. We've already gone through the process of the setup. Now we need to go through and link this. Now during the process of setting up Sonos, we already linked that. So now let's go and connect the other devices. So next we need to connect Wiz. So down here we have Wiz, and then I'm going to sign into my account and link it to Google Assistant. It found the two light bulbs. We're going to tap on both of them, and we're going to add them into our room. And here we are in the kitchen. Select done. Now we're going to add the next one. So next we're going to add Arlo. For the Nest thermostat, we already set that up in the Google Home app, so we don't need to add it here. Now for the Moen Smart Faucet, it's actually not going to be found here in the Google Home app. We're then going to head into the Moen app, and then we're going to select the settings. We're going to select user, and down here at the bottom, it has the option to set up our voice assistant. So we're gonna tap Google Assistant and then tap link. And now it is giving us the option to link. Now that all of our devices have been linked, in the Google Home app, we now have the option to adjust our lights, see what music is playing, adjust our thermostat, and create routines where it can automatically do certain things at certain times of the day. Scrolling down here, you can see in the hallway, we have our Nest thermostat. Here in the kitchen, we have our kitchen lights and we have our kitchen speaker. And then down here, we have our floodlight cam. Now, I actually want to add that into its own room. So I'm going to tap on it, select the settings, and here we're going to add it to our home. And then we're gonna create a new room for this called the backyard. So we're gonna tap backyard, select next. It's now moving that device into the backyard and into its own room. And we're gonna do the same for the floodlight cam, which is the actual light. Now that we've built our Google Home smart home, we can easily share this with others in our family just by selecting the plus and then inviting home member. Here you would tap invite person, add their email address. They will need to accept the invite in their email account, and then they will have access to the Google Home devices in the Google Home app, as well as through other Google Assistant speakers. Now that all of my devices have been set up in the Google Home app, I'm ready to show you how a smart home can all work together. Now this all starts at our smart speaker, and we're gonna start here with the Google Assistant. Hey Google, play some music.
Okay, playing music on YouTube Music.
Now that we have our music playing, let's set the lighting right in the room. Hey Google, set the lights to blue.
Got it. Changing 2 lights to blue.
All right, the lights are set. Now I want to set the temperature to the right comfort temperature. Hey Google, set Nest thermostat to comfort.
All right, set your Nest thermostat to your comfort temperature.
Okay, and the kids are playing outside in the backyard. It's kind of getting dark. Hey Google, turn on the floodlight.
Sure, turning the floodlight on.
And last, I need to get dinner ready, so let's ask Google to help out as well. Hey Google, ask Moen to fill shells and cheddar.
Dispensing 16 ounces now from kitchen faucet.
And just like that, I have full control of my home hands-free. So now let me show you how you can do this with Amazon Alexa. Now to build your Amazon Alexa smart home, you need to head into the Amazon Alexa app. We are then going to sign into our account, and then we're going to add some info. And if you verify your phone number, you can then use some of the communication features. Now that our profile has been created, you are welcome to the home page of the app. Now the first thing we need to do is link our smart speaker. So for this, I'm actually going to head back into the Sonos app and choose Amazon Assistant as my smart assistant. By going to the settings, voice, and then I'm going to add a voice assistant and choose Amazon Alexa. And we're going to add to Sonos. And then we're going to switch the voice assistant and sign into our Amazon account. Now that we have linked our speaker, we're going to head back into the Amazon Alexa app. We're going to head to more, and then we're going to go to skills and games. This is where you're going to search for the different devices that you're going to link. So first, let's start with Arlo. Tap on here, sign into our account, and so on. If you can't find it in here, you do need to head back to the manufacturer's app to link the device. So we're going to go to the Wiz app, go down to settings here, and then we're going to scroll down until we see Alexa. We're going to tap on here and link my account. For Nest thermostat, we're going to search for Google Nest. And then here we're going to enable skill and choose our account. And then you will need to turn on permissions so that it has access to your different devices, and then allow for access. And last, we're going to search for Moen. And here we're going to launch Moen. And now our Moen account has been successfully linked. Once you have finished linking the different skills and you head back to the devices tab, many times it will ask if you want to discover new devices, but most of the time it will automatically find them. So here you can see that it had found them up there. And so if we tap on view, you can then see all of your different devices. Now that we have all of our devices linked, let's go ahead and group them together so that they're easier to access. Select the plus and then add a group. So here we're going to create a group. And we already had one called kitchen, so I'm just going to call this the hallway. And we're going to add the hallway thermostat. So now we have our different rooms set up that we can control. Here, if there are lights in the room, we can easily turn on and off the lights just like that. And then up here, we have the option to see our lights, to see our camera and our thermostat so that we can control everything right from the app. But now let's go ahead and see how this all interacts with our Amazon Assistant smart speaker. Now that all of my smart devices are set up in the Amazon Alexa app, it's time for my smart home to start working for me. Now again, this all starts over here at our smart speaker. Alexa, let's play some music.
Here's a popular station, Easy Pop on Amazon Music.
All right, we got our music going. Now let's set the lighting in the room to the right color. Alexa, set the kitchen lights to blue.
Okay.
All right, we got the light set. Now let's change the temperature in the home to a more comfortable level. Alexa, set the hallway to 68 degrees.
The heat set to 68.
All right, we got the heat going, and it's been a pretty long day. I haven't had much water, so let's fill up my water bottle over here. Alexa, ask Moen to fill water bottle.
Dispensing 50.7 ounces now.
And there we have the perfect amount. So that is how you can use Amazon Alexa to control your smart home completely hands-free. Today we didn't talk much about Apple HomeKit because the featured devices do not support Apple HomeKit, but here in the Home app, this is where you can access all of your different devices. You do need to set up a hub, so if you tap Home and you tap Home Settings, here you can set up your hub, which would be something like an Apple TV, an iPad, or a HomePod. Now on the main page, you have the option to select the plus and add an accessory. And then here you will add an accessory by scanning the product code on the product or by scanning the code in the packaging. And so that is the full process in building a customized smart home for your specific home. Now again, let's go through the process. First, you need to decide on which smart assistant you're going to use. Second, you need to choose the different types of devices that you want to use. You can get anything from a smart speaker to a smart light bulb to even a smart faucet. Really, there's so many different options available at the Home Depot. You can start from any of these different options. Third, you need to get those products, set them up, and link them to the app in which they will connect to the internet. And the last step is to link them to your voice assistant, so you then have voice control over them and you can add them to different routines and make them do all kinds of different things. So if you are looking for a great place to start your smart home, make sure you check out the Home Depot online or in store, as there is a wide selection of smart home products available. If you want to see the specific products we talked about in today's video, you can check them out in the description below. And if you have any other questions about how this process works, please let me know in the comments below as well. I want to thank the Home Depot again for sponsoring today's video. And if you want to see other devices that are compatible with your different assistants, you can check out the videos over here on the side. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.